Thank you all for coming tonight. I know it's been a long time since we've gotten together, but it is fantastic to see everyone getting together and talking and socializing and being that part of that APALI network.
I know, because we haven't seen each other in such a long time, we want to catch up and we want to just hear about all the great stories that have happened to us in surviving the pandemic and all the other unsightly things that may have happened to us during the pandemic, including crazy pandemic purchases. And I can almost guarantee you, I might have the craziest pandemic purchase in the house tonight, but we can talk about that offline.
What did you buy?
I bought a house sight unseen in Las Vegas. Craziest pandemic purchase right here, sight unseen. And that is a true story.
The only thing I can admit to purchasing during the pandemic was a lot of food, so I can't close the collar of my shirt, and I gained quite a bit of weight.
But that's okay. Dennis looks healthy and happy, doesn't he, everyone? And that's why we're all here tonight, among other reasons.
So we know you want to talk, we know you want to eat, we know you want to socialize, so we're going to keep the program really, really short. There's only 4 segments.
Only 4 segments. Only 4 segments. And it would not be an APALI event if there weren't a little bit of discussion. But to begin our program tonight, we would first like to recognize the state of California for their tremendous actions throughout the pandemic, for fighting against AAPI hate in our state. And we're going to be introducing a couple of folks who are no strangers to APALI tonight, including perhaps one of APALI's most famous alums, Assemblymember Evan Lowe and Phil Ting. Yes, and Assemblymember Lowe will be joining us shortly. And the California Asian American and Pacific Islander Legislative Caucus responded to that ongoing climate of AAPI hate, not just through their words, but through their values. They put their money where their mouth is, and they secured $40.5 million. I'm going to say that number again. $40.5 million for AAPI organizations across the state. It is probably one of the largest investments in our communities that this state has ever seen. And so APALI, I'm happy to announce, is one of those organizations that received a bit of that $40.5 billion. And we received, get this, $100,000 each year for 5 years, for a total $500,000 from the state of California. And so with that, I would like to welcome, again, one of our most famous APALI alums, and personally one of my legislative heroes, AAPI Legislative Caucus Chair Evan Lowe.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet, but yeah. Yes, we'll get there in just a minute, Assemblymember. Back to you, Dennis.
We'd also like to thank one of our longtime supporters, Dr. Ken Fong, as our lead sponsor tonight. Dr. Fong is a pioneer in biotech for over 30 years. He's been the CEO of Clontech, a leader in molecular genetics. Dr. Fong has generously pledged $50,000.
And so it would not be an APALI event if we didn't recognize a lot of those people who brought us here along the way, including a number of elected officials who have themselves participated in APALI programs along the way. And so Dennis and I are going to take turns introducing folks, and in traditional Silicon Valley fashion, we're going to do the one clap, which I think people are familiar with. Yes? I see head nods? Let's practice. Thank you. Let's practice. So I'm going to say, for example, we've got Foothill De Anza trustee Gilbert Wong. One clap. All right, I think we've got the hang of it. So let's go, and we're going to do this lightning round because we know you want to get back to socializing. So with that, we'll start with our state delegation and some folks from the state of California. California Assemblymember Phil Ting. California Assemblymember Alex Lee.
California Assemblymember Gail Pellerin. Former California Assemblymember Paul Fong.
And a APALI board member. Former California Assemblymember Jim Canine. And from the office of our California Governor, Gavin Newsom, Northern California Deputy Regional Director Marjan Salan.
We are very grateful to have several members of the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors here today. We'd like to start off with Santa Clara County Supervisor Cindy Chavez. Santa Clara County Supervisor, Vice President Otto Lee.
And here representing Santa Clara County Supervisor and Board President Susan Ellenberg, we've got Angelica Ramos-Allen. Turning to some of our city officials, we have former Berkeley Rent Board Commissioner James Chang.
And from the city of Cupertino Mayor Hong Wei. Cupertino City Council Member J.R. Fruin.
Also from the city of Cupertino, City Manager Pamela Wu. And, of course, we would be remiss if we did not introduce former Cupertino City Mayor and APALI Executive Director Michael Chang.
It's okay. He deserved it. We'd also like to recognize former Los Gatos Town Council Member Mariko Sayak. Milpitas Mayor Carmen Montano.
Also joining us from the city of Milpitas tonight, Council Member Hon Lien. And from Monte Sereno, City Council Member Javed Alahi.
From the Mountain View City Council, Council Member Emily Ramos. And Mountain View City Council Member Margaret Abe-Kogo.
And from the city of San Jose, welcome Vice Mayor Rosemary Kamei. And Council Member Arjun Batra.
From San Jose City Council, Council Member Bien Yon. And San Jose City Council Member Sergio Jimenez.
All right, from the city of San Mateo, Mayor Amarantz Lee. And from City of Santa Clara, Council Member Suds Jane.
Sunnyvale City Council Member Linda Sell. Contra Costa Community College District Trustee Andy Lee.
All right, joining us from Foothill De Anza Community College Board and Board President Patrick Ahrens. And again, Foothill De Anza Community College Trustee Gilbert Wong.
Ohlone College Trustee President Sue Chan. San Jose Evergreen Community College Trustee Wendy Ho. She deserves it also.
Thank you, Dennis. Your check is in the mail. All right. Also joining us from San Jose City College's President Rowena Talmanang. The Santa Clara County Superintendent of Schools, Marianne Dewan.
Santa Clara County Board of Education Member Grace Ma. Santa Clara County Board of Education Member Mamoi Alfazo.
Cupertino Union School District Trustee Ava Chow. Eastside Union High School District Trustee Yvonne Lay.
Former Franklin McKinley School Board Trustee Bu Tai. Fremont Union High School District Board President Rosa Kim.
Joining Rosa from her high school district include Fremont High Youth School District Trustee Naomi Nakano Matsumoto and Stanley Koo.
And we've got Gilroy Unified Board of Education Trustee Chuan Fiak. And Sunnyvale School District Trustee Eileen Lee.
All right, and now for our sponsors and our funders. Can you stand it? Can you feel it? All right.
State funders, the state of California.
Woo! Lead sponsor, Ken Fong.
Diamond individual sponsor, Sing Kong.
Our Diamond organizational sponsors at the $20,000 or more level, we've got Amazon, Civic Leadership USA, Foothill De Anza Foundation, Silicon Valley Community Foundation, and the Sobrato Foundation.
At the Platinum organizational sponsor level of $10,000, we have PG&E, the Office of Santa Clara County Supervisor, District 3, Otto Lee, and Stanford University and Stanford Healthcare.
Stanford in the house, all right. All right, we see you, Stanford, we see you. Appreciate the support. Fantastic. Our gold individual sponsors, Larry and Cindy Chang, Daniel Fong, Buck G, Glenn Osaka.
And the gold organizational sponsors, AT&T, California Water Service, East West Bank, San Jose City Vice Mayor Rosemary Kame, San Jose Water Company, Silicon Valley Youth, Southwest Airlines, and Valley Water.
All right, I can feel the energy waning. We can do better. It's only because APALI has so much love in this community, and we've got a lot of funders, and we need it. They need to hear how much we love them and support them. Our silver individual sponsor at the 2,500K level, we've got Webb McKinney.
And our organizational sponsors at the silver level is Comcast, Good Samaritan Hospital, the Gordon and Anita Chan Foundation, Kaiser Permanente, and San Jose City College.
Beautiful. And our bronze individual sponsors, Edward Chan, Gilbert Wong, Lee Fan, Marianne Dewan, Phyllis Ishida, DDS.
And we're nearing the home stretch for our bronze.
We can feel it. Can you feel it?
Asian Americans for Community Involvement, Asian Law Alliance, the Office of San Jose City Councilmember District 2, Sergio Jimenez, Office of San Jose City Council District 8, Domingo Candelas, and the Santa Clara County Office of Education.
And with that, so much love for our sponsors and our elected officials. Let's give them another round of applause. Beautiful. And it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce our founder and executive director, Dr. Michael Chang.
You all have so much energy. All right, it's great. So actually, I spent time, so there's two ways to give a speech, right? And this is going to be short, 5 minutes. One way is just to talk, which is my usual style. But being a very good boy this morning, I actually wrote it out. And so I found out at least for me, I can't read and ad-lib at the same time. So since I wrote it down, I'm going to tell you because it contains things that I really want to say to you. So thank you so much for, first of all, for being here with us for APALI. I want to thank Dennis and Wendy and kind of energy that they bring, right? So I want to report to you that APALI, except me and Paul Fong and maybe Johnson, is basically a alumni-run organization now. So we're doing this transition to people who are very capable. And so that's something that I really do want to report to you. I want to, of course, thank our benefactors, our sponsors, our supporters, public officials that are here, and of course our alumni. Started APALI in 1997, and I'm proud that 26 years later, we're still going strong. So when Paul Fong recruited me to run for Cupertino City Council, we wanted our work to be the beginning of a larger movement that would empower the Asian American and Pacific Islander community in terms of leadership. Using my inauguration as the first Asian American mayor of Cupertino, we used the proceeds of that inaugural party to form a new nonprofit dedicated to elevating the API and other communities to leadership positions at all levels of government. Nonprofit, education, and business through leadership training. Your financial support makes it possible for APALI to offer 4 civic leadership programs now. 2 for community leaders and adults, and 2 for college and high school students. Our newest Board Leadership Academy was inaugurated last year, and we are now recruiting for the fall cohort. So if you are interested, you've got to go and track down Dennis Chu, who will take you and talk to him nicely. In addition to best-of-class civic training, nurturing a community of civic leaders is APALI's other strong suit. APALI convenes over 108 current elected leaders as APALI Public Official Fellows and over 500 active members of what's been described as a broad and deep alumni network, both of which are well represented at this event tonight. APALI has a strategic plan to expand our work to strengthen immigrant communities in the next few years to fight anti-Asian hate during these turbulent times, both domestically and internationally. I want to express our deep gratitude to our sponsors and funders and supporters for their generous financial support to make APALI's work possible, including the support from the state legislature, the Foundation, County Supervisor Otto Lee, Amazon, Stanford University Healthcare, and APALI champion Dr. Ken Fong. APALI is especially grateful to APALI alumni, Assembly Member Evan Lowe, and our 2023 Civic Leadership Award honoree, Assembly Member Phil Ting, for their state funding to counter anti-Asian hate. Later in the program, we'll have APALI alumni and former interns. So if you're a former intern, please come close up front so that you'll be part of the program, right? Who's gonna lead a call to action to support APALI's summer internship program for college students. So I'm gonna ask everyone has one of these, to get your phone out. Just be ready, you don't have to be so just be ready to get your phone out, and we hope that there will be, widespread, everybody will participate to support our internship program today and donate generously. The strength of APALI's ecology is its funders, leaders, and alumni. And I would be remiss if I do not recognize APALI's executive team, including Co-Executive Director Dennis Chu, Chief Impact and Alumni Relations Officer Diane Nguyen, Communications and Strategy Consultant James Gonzalez, and I was going to say poor, but I'll take that with but our hardworking members of our Board of Directors, Wendy Howard, Johnson Fong, and former Assembly Member Paul Fong. It is because of their hard work that APALI is moving into the future with our new programs to expand effective civic leadership representation. Finally, a lot of people have been asking a shout out to APALI alumni Pat and Michelle Tegans. Where are you? Owner of Cultivar House, who have worked tirelessly to make your experience here an enjoyable one. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it again for Dr. Chen. All right, so we're working through those 4 segments Dennis talked about earlier, and so we're getting closer to the end. And so every year, as part of our reception, we honor a civic leader who's been exceptional in their leadership. We give this leadership award to an individual who has led through word and through deed. The previous recipients include last year's awardee and California Attorney General Rob Bonta, California State Treasurer Fiona Ma, and State Controller Betty Yee.
Woo! To introduce, they deserve a round of applause, yes. To introduce this year's Civic Leadership recipient, we'd like to welcome to the stage Assemblymember Evan Lowe, who is a graduate of APALI's 2002 Youth Leadership Academy, 2008 Civic Leadership Program. He is also a person who is probably our most famous alumni. He actually took Asian American Studies from Dr. Michael Chang when he was in college. And that started a lifelong passion to support the AAPI community, which he has done so without stop. We are proud to introduce to the stage APALI's most established, famous, hardworking alumni, who sets the bar on behalf of all APALI alumni, Assemblymember Evan Lowe.
I was really honored to take that class with Dr. Seaman. So as you know, we all fun and jokes here. Oftentimes we have so many great leaders who pioneer for us in the API community. And oftentimes I get confused still in the legislature for my really great friend and our API caucus chair, Evan Lowe, who come up.
We were just joking because we get confused for the state legislature, which is actually surprising. I don't know if we look alike, but nonetheless, this event is a celebration of APALI to help focus on civic engagement and leadership within our diverse communities, not just for Asian Pacific Islanders, but for Latinos, African Americans, women, LGBTQ+, and everyone in between. And that's the fabric of our society. So congratulations to Dr. Michael Chang for helping to ensure that we celebrate our diversity in this great community of Silicon Valley. I also want to say, too, that this is about intentionality. Assembly member Alex Lee was also an intern in my office, as I was a staff member for Paul Fong, as were so many others in this room. And so that's why it's important that we reflect and demonstrate the importance of community building, capacity, answering the call to public service. And in that regard, in the state of California, after Asian hate, no other state did more to stopping Asian hate and the response than the state of California. And much of that, I say single-handedly, but he says, no, it's a collective effort. But I'm just saying, as the chair of the Budget Committee, allocated $165 million to community-based organizations directly as a response to stopping Asian hate. And these resources of public taxpayer dollars is a reflection of our values. And these resources went to ethnic media grants and other community-based organizations, including our very own APALI. And we weren't done there. We made Lunar New Year an official state holiday with the support of Assemblymember Phil Ting. We made ethnic studies mandatory in our educational curriculum. Assemblymember Phil Ting is the most senior member of our API Legislative Caucus. He is serving in his last term in the California State Legislature, and we first met almost 20 years ago as we were both candidates in a training program similarly to this. And he previously served as executive director of the Asian Law Caucus, also a social service agency and advocacy organization in San Francisco. So again, because of his engagement as chair of the Budget Committee, it's no coincidence that our Asian Pacific Islander community and all communities have benefited from the incredible work and the leadership, the stewardship of public trust in Assemblymember Phil Ting. He comes all the way on a Friday night from San Francisco to the South Bay to join us in hailing this traffic. And finally, before we bring him up, I also want to make mention that he is very intentional by making sure that he tells us the importance of uplifting the voices of AAPI women. None other than his chief of staff, Jessa Duong, who has also joined us here as well, all the way from Sacramento. And that's the type of individual that he is. So would you please give us a warm APALI welcome to our Civic Leadership Awardee for 2023, Assemblymember Phil Ting.
All right, you're counting 1, 2, 3 on the time. 1, 2, and got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Michael. It's such an honor to be here tonight to get the APALI Award. I think I've known APALI almost as long as since it's been created in 1997. I was thinking about how long I heard about APALI because, you know, when Michael started it with Paul, there weren't that many Asian American leaders. We were told that, we hear it quite often, that it's okay for us to work for elected officials. It's okay for us to actually be middle management. Back then in Sacramento, I remember going to Sacramento when I was in college and not seeing a single Asian American legislator. We would just be excited to meet with Asian American staff because there was not one elected official up there of the 120 elected officials. And we've been raised and conditioned to be told that we can work hard, we can do our job, but we can't be in a leadership position. And I really want to thank Michael and all the years of APALI because he's taken a sledgehammer to all of that stereotype. You've raised and groomed and mentored an amazing group of people. They were young before, now we're all getting older. But it's just incredible to see your imprint on Silicon Valley, on San Jose, and really for our community. So I remember Evan came to me and said, you know, do you think we could do something for APALI? I go, absolutely, we can definitely do something for APALI. What do you think? And so Evan went back to Michael and came back with a request. And the request was for $50,000. And what's funny is, you know, we are told so often, and we work so hard with so little, that we're just used to not asking for very much. We hear it in Sacramento. Oh, you're API, you don't need help, everyone's doing fine. You know, it's other communities. They always talk about black, like we aren't even mentioned anymore. It's black and brown communities because we don't need help. We've made it. And then we've even conditioned ourselves to not fight for what we deserve. So I told Evan, I go, okay, that's fine, you can give me this number. But when I submitted it, I added a 0. because it's actually way too small. Because of all the incredible, I go, what's Michael going to do with $50,000? Is he going to like get 2 cars or something? Like, what can you do? And so we really want to say, not just for me, but also on behalf of our caucus, this is to say thank you for all your work. Right? Because what you have, you know, quite often, for all of us who do public service, we always hope we can leave something better behind. And if you look at all the room here, and all the people who are doing amazing things in this part of the state, you are leaving an amazing, amazing imprint behind. And your work deserves recognition, which is why we as a state think this is the proper recognition for APALI. This is something that we should stand for. And it's okay to say as Asians, we should have leaders. We need to be heard. We need to have representation. It's okay to say that. And that's what Michael has taught each and every single one of us. So our expectation from a legislative caucus is, as you all have roles, you know, whether you're on a school board, on a college board, on a city council, on a county board of supervisors, that when those opportunities come up for our community, that you will be there to represent us, to fight for us, and to stand up for us. So thank you. Yeah.
Let's hear it again for Assembly Member Felty. Thank you, Assembly Member Team, for reminding us, all of us, of our inner leader and our inner warrior. And here at APALI, as you've heard me and Dennis say all evening, we like to say that APALI is a family. Our next 3 speakers are not only each APALI alumni, but they're also sisters and integral to the APALI network.
please welcome to the stage Betty, Kathy, and Shirley.
Hi, everybody. Okay, it's on. You can hear us, right? Yes. Okay, Dr. Chen gave us a script. How dare you? Very well, so he gave us a script. Is my mic on? Yes, okay, great. Okay. Hi, I'm Betty. Thanks, Dr. C. APALI Youth Leadership Academy, alum 2001, mentor in 2004, mentor 2005, civic leadership program 2012. Hi, I'm Kathy. APALI Youth Leadership Academy class of 2002. Hi everyone, Shirley Young here, the last of the trifecta. APALI Youth Leadership Academy class of 2006, mentor 2009 and 2010, civic leadership program 2023. So I know what you're thinking. It's true. We joined APALI at the age of 10. Yes. And someone who's missing from the stage today, also another member of our family, my son, was also a APALI intern and APALI youth. Yes. Okay, so script. Okay. Dr. Chang. Okay. There we go. APALI following along. Stick on script. Okay. APALI taught us to remember where we came from. To analyze multiple issues and perspectives. To remember our values. And to administer self-care while we take care of others. We have taken these lessons with us where we go. For me, I took them to Amazon as public policy manager for local communities in Northern California. For me, I took them to the city of San Jose as a project manager leading the digital inclusion and equity portfolio. For me, I took it to be chief of staff for Supervisor Cindy Chavez. I took these values to as the first director of the Vietnamese American Service Center, the first and only in the nation. And now I'm taking my APALI values to the ballot box. I am running for Santa Clara County Supervisor. And, you know, we didn't get here because we were blessed. Despite being blessed, we got here because we met leaders, we met mentors, we met like hosts along the way, like Dr. C, who showed us in APALI that as growing up from raised by immigrant parents, we didn't have resources. Betty and I were translating when we were 7 or 8 at Social Security services. We were the county services for our parents, and now we have language accessibility, we have county service, we have a freaking Vietnamese American Service Center. Cindy Chavez for that, and Betty. And we are taking it with us where we are now, as we have mentioned, and as a point of privilege, as a diamond sponsor for Amazon. We know that the work in our API community is not done. There's so much we need to do. And like those before us said, our voices matter. And APALI gave us the tools to find our voice and to take our place in this community, to own our piece in this community and our fabric. Yes. And it's such a privilege for me to be at Amazon. I think we have a handful, less than 10 people who are Asian Americans in all of public policy Americas. And I'm so honored to be here to stand up, to speak at a place like Amazon, to share how we need resources to our Asian American community, how we need resources diverted and resources shared with our Silicon Valley and Northern California communities. So we're here and we're doing what we can with affinity groups and supporting public policy that's being shaped by our state leaders and our local council members and county supervisors. But it's joining a community like tonight with you all that really reminds us and reaffirms what we need to do in this community. Yes. So that's my privilege. Oh, I set them off.
No, you're good. You're good. So, APALI has been in my life for 17 years. Woo! 17 years. 20 years if you count auditing the class. The back of the class as a child, really just coloring my coloring book, right? But all this to say is APALI has been an integral part of my life. When my boyfriend and I started dating, naturally, he's my +1 to everything, to weddings, to birthdays, to housewarmings. Always one question he asked me. So how do you know this person? How do you know these people? And without fail, the answer was APALI. APALI, APALI, APALI. And he was just like, what in the world is APALI? What is it? Is this a word? Is this a new word you created? And I was like, okay, I'll tell you what APALI is. Take a seat. APALI is more than just an organization. It's a community that has become a source of empowerment for me. Through engaging dialogues, diverse perspectives, and honing leadership skills, APALI has taught me to be an agent of change for equity and social justice. But APALI goes way beyond just personal growth. It's what we see here. It's collective progress. Together, in the last 20 years, I've seen us break barriers, combated stereotypes, and advocated for equity and justice. APALI taught me that our community is not just limited to individuals who look like us and share our background, but it extends to all those who believe in the power of equity, diversity, and inclusion. For APALI, community is not just a word, it's a force that fosters strength and resilience when we unite. And I'm grateful for the support and empowerment I've found within the APALI community. Thank you. So my APALI journey started in 2001. It started at De Anza Community College, where so I had failed cosmetology school, so I went to De Anza. I did pass the makeup portion. Can't do hair. So I'm sitting in I'm sitting at De Anza. I don't know which way is my next step, right? I'm just looking at the catalog, and I see this course listing called Contemporary Asian American Issues. So I thought to myself, I'm a contemporary Asian American and I have issues. So I show up in Dr. C's class, right? And, I think he called me a handful earlier. I don't know what he's talking about. So I sat there and I really thought this was going to be one of those easy A's, right? But it became probably the hardest A. I did get an A. It was a course, the first step towards a journey home. To seeing my history, our history, and to start understanding our experiences, which up until then, as children of refugees living in the East Side, we thought our world was defined by chaos. And as we were putting the pieces back together by learning the history that has been left in the margins of our history books, we started putting it back together, putting together this narrative, this homecoming, if you will, of our souls, back to our families and back to our heritage. So I took the class and I was done. I was like, thanks, Dr. C, that was really cool. And he said, well, you want to do this APALI somewhere? I was like, what's it about? He said, well, you get to do this course and you got 1 A in my class. You might get 2 A's in this course. I was like, I'm game. And then little did I know that after my APALI summer, I would come back again and again whenever I felt lost, whenever I felt unmoored. Whenever I graduated college or law school, I came back home to APALI to ask Dr. C, where should I go next? And he always pointed me in the right direction. So at this point in time, we're going to do the call to action, okay? Because we are a family, and it's going to be our responsibility to make sure that each generation of APALI interns, each generation of APALI mentors and mentees will have just as rich of an experience, just as much of a homecoming as us, and to be a part of this family. Because family, you don't need RSVPs. You have to RSVP for that. But
For family, you don't have to RSVP. For family, we don't care how many chairs or how many bedrooms we have. You come one, come all. We'll always make room for you. So we need to make room for our next generation. So I'm going to ask all of my APALI interns, my APALI alumni to join me right here. Come on. Come on, don't be shy. I see you're like half an hour. Any more alumni? Right here. Alumni. Don't be shy. Right here. Don't be shy. APALI taught us not to be shy. Alumni. Mentors, interns. Okay. So, yes. Okay, folks. This is the call to action. The action to create family. The action to support family. The action to build the next chapters of our shared history together. And let me tell you what this action is. We're going to do a little, like a rapid round of fundraising right now. And just to put into context, right? $2,000 is what we pay our interns per summer, okay, for their work. Because there's no such thing as free internships. Come on now, we have value, right? And they're giving up a summer of working elsewhere to be with us. Let's make sure we give them a good experience. So, okay, everybody ready? Let's do a big cheer. Let's get all that. I'm gonna start off ambitious here. Ambitious. Right? We've got 5 interns each summer, 2,000 each for their summers. That's 10,000, right? 10,000. Does anybody, do I have a $10,000 donor in the room? 10,000. I knew one. I know Amazon already did. 10,000. Okay, so maybe we start off high. 5,000. Do we have a 5,000?
Okay. Can anyone sponsor an intern for $2,500? 2,500. This is not just 4 weeks. It takes so much more to plan. It takes so much more to get these folks in a place where they can support and mentor and provide the roadmap on how to engage in the community.
2,500? 2,500. Hey, we have 100 people in this room right now. If each of us gave 100, that's $10,000. That's a whole summer. So I can math. Yeah.
Ready.
Anybody in the back room?
You need spotters in the other room. Do you have it?
VIP section. Okay, 5,000. We're gonna move on to 1,000. Do we have 1,000 in the room? 1,000? 1,000!
Cultivar mayor very soon. I have a proclamation for Michael.
Yay!
Can I call my city council member here?
Yes.
They are.
1,000 from me, not from Cupertino. Okay?
Yeah.
So Michael, in appreciation of your organization's efforts in providing services in the community, your commitment to train aspiring leaders, and to increase inclusive and diversity. The City of Cupertino thank you for your service and congratulate you on the occasion of APALI's 26th anniversary. Okay. Thank you very much.
We are at 6,000, so that's 2,000 per intern. That's 3 interns. Yeah, we got 2 more. We got 2 more to cover. So I'm gonna bump it down now. I'm gonna bump it down. 500. Do we have any $500 sponsors in the audience? 500. Meredith Curry. Meredith.
500 is 1,000.
Thank you. Any more 500s in the room? Dr. C. Dr. C. You're paying to work. Yes.
Outside of the volleyball.
Gilbert 500?
Margaret.
500. Ava.
You got Rowena.
quarter donation. Linda, thank you. 500. Any more 500 in the room? Another 500. 500. 500. It's all good. That was good energy. I think we've covered the interns, but we can do more. 100. We can do 100. 100. 100. 100 right here. 100. We got 100 for EJ. 100 for EJ. We got 100. 100 from Chessa. 100. Lasana. 100. Elise. 100. I could do this as a career. Okay. Clay. 100. Clay. For our staff. Jonathan. 100. Here. Rico. 100. Coming back here. Tracy. 100. Congratulations. That's another hand up there. I'll make my way to the front of the room.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Maria. 100. Okay, yeah, we're good. Are we good? Someone's keeping track of this, right? Yeah. Congratulations. Okay, that's good. Let's do this. We did this when we were in APALI as students. Let's do this again. So ready? APA. APA. We got Mountain View here. Okay, ready? APA.
Rosa told me not to tell you. She just gave 250.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the APALI. You are amazing.